This is a biblical time period, and we actually can break this down as we're living our everyday life. You know, the common things that are part of our journey are playing a role biblically at this time. We're living in the rapture, and in today's lesson, we're going to be breaking it down. We're going to be talking about the seal in the forehead, what the rapture is, graduation. Congratulations, Light Warriors, you're graduating this time. Not everyone graduates all the time, but during this cycle, you are. We're going to talk about massive changes coming up. We're going to say that it's a very spiritual and interesting time period. All will be revealed. You know, you kind of heard of these terms, and this isn't just some spiritual mumbo jumbo stuff. All will be revealed at this time. There's just so much light, and light is information, and when you're in the darkness, you don't have the information to navigate, but with all this incoming light, all is going to be revealed. We're going to understand and overstand that there really is no determining factor going through the rapture. It's just a spiritual aspect, and we talked about it for a very long time last night on our Zoom meeting. And if you'd like to be part of our Patreon, the link is in the description. And if you missed the Zoom meeting, the copy of our Zoom meeting is up on Patreon, and we went really into detail about this last night and so much more. But this is a very important lesson. I encourage you, especially if you might be new to the channel, because you know, you hear certain things, but you have to hear the whole thing in order to get the full lesson. I encourage you to practice spiritual stamina at this time and listen to the entire message so that we could have a clear, crystal clear understanding. So please smash the like button. Let's give our brothers and sisters another minute to come on. Let's recalibrate ourselves. Massive changes are about to happen, and we're able to realize this. Remember, the truth cannot be told, it could only be realized. And we have to realize it through firsthand experience. And that's why we're having all of these stanimas, all of these changes that are happening. And we have to practice spiritual stamina at this time. So we gave everyone enough time to get on. If you haven't done so already, please smash the like button. It's going to help others find this message. If you haven't done so, please, through free will, of course, subscribe to the channel. Click the bell next to subscribe and select all. You get all the updates. We're going through the total collapse of the Matrix society. So there's a lot of information that we need to take in. So we have daily videos. So subscribe and click that bell and select all. You'll see them every single day. If you'd like to join our Patreon, we have live Zoom meetings. The link is in the description, and the link is pinned above if you'd like to support the channel. We're about to go through massive changes, and change is painful. Once again, change is painful, and a lot of people don't want to change because there's a lot of pain. And the only way that we change as an individual or a society is when the pain of remaining the same exceeds the pain of change. Once again, when the pain of remaining the same exceeds the pain of change, then we start to make that change. Because I know, listen, none of us want to change. And that's why we're going through this massive shaking. God is shaking us to our core right now. Civilization, society is being broken down to the basic atoms, basically. We're being broken down. How do we thrive at this time period? You know, I was sharing last night, we used to say, or I used to say, what's the meaning of life? It was like a big question, right? If you're living in the matrix life, you say, what's the meaning of life? You know, they lie to you, you think you die and that's it and all this other stuff. But the meaning of life is actually soul growth. We're actually past that question. Like when I was younger, when I was in my 20s, I always thought very deeply. And I said to myself, what's the meaning of life? It was such a big question for me. Now it's like I'm past that, right? We're past that. We know the meaning of life. You're here in Earth School for your soul growth. And that's the only thing that matters, actually, is the growth of your soul. And when we just keep repeating the same thing, we do the same thing over and over again, remember, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. So that's why the best way to navigate this time period is starting to be in tune with your soul and start doing new things. Cheddar Biscuit, thank you so much for the support. And the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. Oh, that's a beautiful quote. Thank you so much for sharing that. Joe, thank you so much for the support. Thank you, as always, Michael. Gratitude to you and everyone being their authentic selves, always holding the vision. I see it every day. Thank you so much for the support. I love you guys. So it's all about change right now. It's all about soul's growth. We're going through the rapture right now. This is a biblical time. We've known this. There's nothing that we could do. This is prophesized, right? This is God's time now. We're on God's time. It's not my time. It's not your time. Oh, it's not the false idol's time. It's God's time. And this is the rapture. Sorting of the wheat and tares. You know about that? Sorting the wheat and the tares. There is a spiritual aspect to this rapture. There's a spiritual aspect. And it's something within the soul or within the spirit that is a determining factor. You know, there's a lot of different things, and if you're learning something new, continue to smash the like button as you're coming in. These things don't determine making the shift or not. You know, it doesn't matter if you maybe took an experiment or not. It's not determined by who you voted for. It's not determined by your religion, your race, your age, right? We actually share about the Hopi prophecy, the Rainbow Warriors. And we're different colors, classes, and creeds, and we're here during this extinction event in order to maintain society and bring forth the new earth. And this is all about the seal in the forehead. You know, I shared about the seal in the forehead a lot of times. And we're able to overcome. All of these things are not a determining factor. There is a spiritual aspect. This seal in the forehead at this time. We're witnessing people lose their minds. Are you witnessing people lose their minds in these final days? You might be witnessing this, and you could share it in the chat. It's an eye-opening time when you actually see this. What is the determining factors, you know? But the seal in the forehead. You have to be sealed at this time. You have to remember, the crowd is the matrix. And they've implanted subconscious programs. So the people in your life will try to bring you back down into the matrix. And there is a need for spiritual stamina. So they said in the rapture, right? One is taken, one remains, right? One is taken, one remains. What does this mean? One is taken, right, to the new earth, one remains in the matrix. This is the time period. Again, not everything has to be literal. I know a lot of people, when they hear about the rapture and they think about people just like going up into the sky, it doesn't have to be literal. You know, people are having massive dreams about a tsunami wave coming in real soon. But it doesn't have to be literal. It's not literal things. These things can be energetic. An energetic tsunami of light is coming in. So this seal in the forehead is protecting us because the pineal gland, for example, can be hijacked. Once again, the pineal gland can be hijacked. They spoke about this in the Hopi blue star prophecy. They spoke about this time. They said that people would be dead in the eyes. Do you remember the Hopi blue star prophecy? We shared about this on our channel a long time ago. You could visit the channel page. Hopi, and look it up yourself. Do the research. Hopi blue star prophecy. And they said how people would be dead in the eyes. And it's very interesting how this is all coming together right now. And you have to stay sealed in the forehead. You want to be able to navigate this time period. When you're sealed in the forehead, you can't look at. There's a lot of deception right now. There's a lot of confusion right now. You can't look at things. You have to see through. You have to see through these things. And I told you a long time ago, don't trust anyone until the end. Because you came here for this mission, soldier. We're generals. And we're here marching forth to create this new earth. And don't trust anyone. You have to trust yourself. There's nothing out there but you. A lot of you kind of know this, like we live in a hologram, for example. There's a mathematical matrix and, certain things like karma, right? These things that loop back to us because it's an electromagnetic signature that loops back within the spiral. That's how, for example, people are able to almost predict the future. A lot of times we can't predict the time or the day. Remember they said no one could predict the day or time. But we could see the upcoming events because it's in the ether and people are able to tune and actually see this fabric of the spiral. Remember, linear time is fake, but everything has seasons and cycles and things are cyclical. So we're able to see or tap in or tune into this frequency of the broadcast in the ether, and that's how we're able to have a feeling, if you will. We have a feeling of what's coming up. A lot of people, they've been having these massive ascension symptoms. They're starting to calm down. It's giving us that preparation. It's giving us this early warning signal that something's about to happen. It doesn't have to be fearful. Remember, it's about your perception, depending on what timeline you're on, or what is your vibrational frequency at your core. We go back to the heart chakra. If you're new to this, the heart chakra emits an electromagnetic field 5,000 times greater than your brain. Chakra also does not mean spiritual wackadoo. No, it means spinning wheel of energy in the ancient Sanskrit. We were lied about our past. We actually already went through an extinction event. It's cyclical. And we had very advanced societies. Every time, and this happened in the past, every time technology overtakes spirituality, the society collapses. That's why we're here holding the line right now. We shared about this last night. There is nothing that's good or bad. It's about the energy behind it. Technology can be a very good thing. Technology is not a bad thing. It can be very bad if you fall. It depends on how it's used. We're using technology right now for the good of humanity. Money is the same thing. Currency. Remember, the currency of the universe is your attention. This is all energy right now. It's an energy exchange. So when we had these subconscious programs that were implanted within us, we have to remove these programs so that we can thrive during these massive events that are about to happen. You ain't seen nothing yet. A lot of you that have been on the journey are already familiar with Dolores Cannon. I really speak about her a lot because, and everyone that has listened to her, remember, she has passed away. She's no longer alive right now, but everything she said reads like a book to what's happening right now. And that's why we know what's coming up, because the things that she already predicted have already happened. The seal on the forehead is important. We're not going back. And it protects us so we don't get tricked or deceived. Remember, they said that there will be a great illusion that's cast, and that's why you need the seal in the forehead at this time. You don't want to get tricked in by the matrix, by the crowd. Your coworkers, your friends, your family, they want to pull you back down into the matrix. Come here. Remember, you're emitting a field from your body. You have so much energy. And all of these concepts, you might have heard of things like loosh. You ever hear about loosh? Energy vampires, narcissists. You ever hear about narcissists? That's a more common term. Some people like the spiritual phrases, you know, you like the loosh, you like the energy vampires, but in the world, there's narcissists that feed off the empaths. Nathalie, thank you so much. I love you, Nathalie. Hello, new in the community, on the path for decades, and I noticed that people living totally in the matrix, following these rules are okay. Only people having a spiritual path are suffering on earth. Thank you so much for sharing that. And again, it's the perception. There's a lot of suffering because, we also have expectations. I've shared, Nathalie, before this, that I said the people that have woken up in the 70s and the 80s, I said, God bless you. You're still here. You were awake this whole time. And it's happening. You have to have a lot of spiritual stamina. I'm actually grateful that I didn't wake up even earlier than I did. I woke up. You ready? And that's why there's no right or wrong to this. Because you came in with a soul contract. Again, it's going to collapse because we hit critical mass. It's over. You woke up in divine timing. I woke up in divine timing. I know people woke up before me, and people are waking up after me. And there's no right or wrong to that. It's all divine timing, because it's not just about me. It's about all of us together. That's why we're the 144,000. We're sealed in the forehead for this moment in time. Ohio Heart of the USA, thank you so much for the support. Ohio Heart, I love you. Critical mass is needed to cause the change. And that's why, when they implanted these subconscious programs, they really etched into the ego. We've shared about this, and I repeat these things because there's always new people on the channel, and it's good through repetition to learn this. The ego is important, but the ego doesn't drive the ship. However, what the matrix controllers did is they rooted people in the ego. They are totally in their ego, and they rather be right than do the right thing. Isn't that interesting? People, and you'll see them on your journey, they rather be right than do the right thing. And that's why we're seeing this split in empaths and narcissists. We're seeing this split in 3D to 5D. There's so many different terms, and we try to relate to all people during this time period. It's a biblical time period. It's called the rapture. One is taken, one remains. And it's really happening right now. No matter what you say, they can't hear you anymore. So why is it important to disconnect and distance yourself? You cannot have two thoughts simultaneously. Two thoughts cannot exist simultaneously. You have to choose. There is no middle ground. It's either happening or it's not. We're broadcasting the signature into the quantum field. It's either happening, we're moving forward, or we're falling into the black hole and we get extinct. We become extinct. If you're learning something new, please smash the like button. Two thoughts cannot exist simultaneously. That's why it's important to remove people from your everyday life that just want to pull you back down. Because what happens is now remember, you're a sovereign being. You have your own thoughts, and they could have their own thoughts. They could have their thoughts over there. But there is something called dimensional bleeding. Again, this is not a channel and a lesson for unicorns and rainbows. This is how to thrive during this time period. There is something called dimensional bleeding. So the zombies that walk this earth, if they're broadcasting a signature, no, obey, go back, take this, put this on, so on and so forth. So, then you have self-doubt in your mind. We have to take ownership of our own life. And I shared about this in detail last night on Zoom. It was great seeing you all on Zoom last night. I had to take ownership of my own life. I can't rely on someone else to do these things. We all have to take ownership of our own life. And when we start to take ownership of our life, when we're the captain of our ship, we have to be captains of our ship right now. And again, not everyone is graduating. You're graduating, Light Warriors. Congratulations. You're graduating. Yeah. Because this is the end. Yeah, it's the end. You're actually seeing it right now. There's a lot of evidence that this is the end. Everything is just, they're just grabbing for straws, whatever the phrase is. This is the end right now. Yeah, they said they're harvesting souls. And what is coming is there's things that in the physics of reality we can't even comprehend, even myself, because we've never experienced it before. We've literally never experienced it before, so we can't even put it into words. Kim Fetzko, thank you so much for the support. I love you. Thank you so much. What we're about to witness is biblical. The solar flash, it can't be stopped. And we've had solar flashes already. Bill 33444, thank you so much for the support. I love you, Bill. We can't wrap our minds around it. And what we're witnessing right now, even at this level, people are already losing their minds. Are you witnessing people in your everyday life start to lose their mind? This is a biblical prophesized event. It's called the rapture. And none of those things that we discussed matter. There's a spiritual concept of how we move forward. There's a spiritual concept of how we move forward. There is nothing but you at this time. I know it's very difficult to realize that. There's nothing but you. And you have to put yourself in that full armor of God, put yourself in that force field, that tremendous force field, and move forward during this time period. We have to reach critical mass. People, if you're listening to this message and you say, why hasn't anything happened yet? Why hasn't anything happened yet? Because two thoughts cannot exist simultaneously. I want you to think about that. Leslie Thomas, thank you so much for the support. I want us to full focus that this event is happening. And I want you to think about this. And it makes a lot of sense. It will give you a lot of clarity. When you realize that you are creating this reality in the ether, two thoughts cannot exist simultaneously. It's either happening or it's not. And you better believe it, light warriors. It's happening. You ever see the Jack Nicholson meme? It's happening. How do we know something massive is about to happen? You know, we actually lived in a controlled matrix reality. I actually came across something very interesting. They said over 20 bands canceled events from September to October. It's very interesting. We know a lot of the false idols are part of this whole matrix. They know what's coming. We know what's coming ahead of time as well. That's a very interesting concept, that over 20 bands canceled events. I guess you could use the Google, look them up. Why? And just ask the question, why did over 20 bands cancel events September, October? It's very interesting. Just a question. You know, we've had massive ascension symptoms. How do we know something's coming? A lot of people have they get these feelings before something happens. Animals do this right before there's a massive earthquake. The animals start acting weird. Guess what? We're all animals as well. This is Dr. Bruce Lipton. All animals are able to pick up on vibration and frequency. Remember this. All animals are able to pick up on vibration and frequency. We're animals as well. It's part of our nature. We feel it ahead of time. We're here for graduation. This is a biblical event, but you're graduating right now. Congratulations. Not everyone graduates every single time. So many people have shared that they have witnessed people in their everyday life personally lose their mind in the last couple of weeks. We just went through a massive Schumann resonance blackout. We were living in a void. Your bodies were feeling weird. There was a massive event that happened that marked the end of the old reign. Did you see that event happen? Lynn Roberts, thank you so much for the support. If your eyes are opened, you'll see the things worth seeing. That's a boom. That's a banger right there, Lynn. That's a banger. If your eyes are open, it's a true story. You know, when your eyes are open, that's why, Lynn, you have to pay attention. That's the currency of the universe. You have to pay attention. Anna, thank you so much. I love you, Anna. Thank you so much for the support. So since we have realized that two thoughts, the seal and the forehead, you have to be sealed and move forward at this time, see? You have to be sealed and move forward, knowing, having a knowing, not a believing, a knowing that it's happening. You can't be afraid to lose people, to lose jobs, to lose situations, because this is graduation event. We're going to go back to the beginning of the lesson. What is the meaning of life? You're here for your soul's growth. There is something called the Akashic Records. My good friend Adam Gell is a reader of the Akashic Records. We're going to have him back on the show real soon. I know you guys love Adam. Everything that you do is documented in the Akashic Records. So that's why we are here for the soul's growth. And, you know, there is a connection that we're supposed to have through our DNA. It's coming back online. That's what the DNA activation is all about. And when we regain our power from our DNA, listen, think about simple things. Like there are certain skills you have that just come naturally to you. Isn't that true? There's things you have the skills for naturally. And then there's things, no matter what you do, you struggle with because you've lived before, child. But we came into this prison planet. Dolores Cannon said this was a prison planet. We came here to bust our brothers and sisters out of prison. And that's why this is a once-in-a-lifetime event right now. There's a lot of once-in-a-lifetime events that are happening right now. Oh yeah, it's faith over fear right now. And when you say faith, I want everyone to realize this. It's not just sit there and pray and do nothing. You have to have the inexhaustible belief in yourself, as I said over and over again. Not only do you have faith in God, God has faith in you. God has faith in you at this time. We're all doing God's work because it's free will. God can't just do it all for us. We have to step forth and become the change that we want to see in the world right now. But there is a seal in the forehead and there is this code. And the 144,000 is the code. Oh yeah. 144 is the code. And 1 + 4 + 4 is 9. And Tesla said, if you knew the magnificence of 3, 6, and 9, you would hold the keys to the universe. And the keys are within your DNA. The spiral. You got to wake up now. It's time to wake up. Wipe the crust out of your eyes. Yeah. Time to wake up now. Some people will never wake up. Some people will never see it. But it's free will. It's all free will. And it's your free will decision to thrive during this time, or just sit on the couch, or just go back to work. Are we participating in the greatest event in the history of humanity? Or are we just doing the same thing? We're just doing the same thing. Are you glitching the matrix? Are you glitching the matrix? There's a matrix program and they expect an outcome. They say this, if this, then that, then the human does this. If this, then the human does this. This is a true story. Please smash the like button if you're learning something new. It's a code of the matrix. If this, then the human acts like this. They study the humans. If this, then the human does this. And when you do something totally different, you glitch the matrix. Because they're casting spells, dear. They cast the spells. And they make major casts. It's called a broadcast. Yeah. So we have to really move forward with this seal. It's very important when we talk about the physical aspects. You know, some people, and again, we reach out to all people. They say that's spiritual wackadoo stuff. But the third eye is actually called the pineal gland. There's a gland that sits within your brain. Oh, yeah. Harley Ray Crystal Shop. Thank you so much for the support. ABP Glitch the Matrix. Always be pumping, baby. Yeah. Don't forget it. Write it down, Light Warriors. Always be pumping. Yeah, that's right. Always be pumping. Yeah. And if you're in the California area, you should check out Harley Ray Crystal Shop. She has tremendous crystals. Also has a internet website. She'll send them out to you, mail them to you. That's true, right, Harley Ray? I support my brothers and sisters too. Thank you for the support. Watch, it's going to be Harley Ray Crystal Shop. It's going to be like the biggest crystal shop in the world, you know. There's all these different things. I was watching, you know, this guy. He has the #1 sports card shop I think it's also in California, and he does videos about it. All these baseball cards and stuff. So now Harley Ray Crystal Shop is going to be the biggest crystal shop in the world. So it's an interesting time period, but practice spiritual stamina. Don't look at the surface. And that's why, especially with our channel, listen, I know these messages aren't for everyone, kid. They're very deep. Oh, I like to go real deep. And there's different layers and levels to the scale of consciousness. And there's a spiritual aspect. Even if you might not understand it at the time, there's something that's telling you, oh, I'm very interested in this. And I shared this personally on my journey. Like 10 years ago when I heard that Native American man speak about the interdimensional beings in Arizona. And I didn't understand what he meant at the time, but I do now. I was interested in it. There was something in my spirit that said, I have to pay attention to this. There's a spiritual war right now. And remember, we're the Hopi Prophecy Rainbow Warriors. We're different colors, classes, and creeds. And we're coming together in divine timing right now. Oh yeah. It's very important. We're vibrating on a higher frequency, absolutely. There's a spiritual aspect to this. Oh, it's going to be tremendous, Cheddar Biscuit. Oh yeah. So remember, people can't tell you what to believe. I can't tell you what to believe. If a person doesn't want to believe in the solar flash, that's okay. If the person does not want to believe that we're going through the total collapse of society, that's okay. If a person doesn't want to believe that we're going to better days on the new earth, that's okay. You believe yourself. And we have to hold that standard. Don't trust anyone but yourself. We hold that standard now because there's so much deception. They said there'd be so much deception in the end days. So as spiritual warriors, we have to hold that with the seal in the forehead, that we keep it within, because there's nothing outside. It's all inside of you, light warrior. Wolf Mother, thank you so much for the support. I love and pray for all of the light warriors here. Peace and love to all. Thank you so much, Wolf Mother. I love you all. It's really, it's amazing. I wonder what's on the bottom of the sea, Pamela. Oh yeah. You know, it's funny. We're all packed into these cities, and some of us are not, packed into the cities, but most of society is. They hide most of our world from us, our planet, our realm, whatever you'd like to call it. Gaia, Terra, whatever you'd like to call it. It's your world. You think that dragon's real, Ben? We saw a little mini dragon the other day. It's possible it's real. Who knows? Did you ever visit Antarctica? Oh, right on cue. Look at that, Cheryl. That's why we're on the same frequency, Cheryl. Right on cue. Joe, thank you so much. The old world has to die for a new, beautiful world to be born. Absolutely. I shared about Mjolnir. If we talk about Marvel superheroes here. They teach us the truth. And Thor wields Mjolnir. It's a very important weapon. The hammer, Thor's hammer, right? It's important because the hammer can be used to break down the old, break it down, and also build up. You could build with the hammer, or you could smash with the hammer. You could do both. It's all about balance at this time. It's not just about smashing everything. Oh, you got to watch out for those things. They try to trick you. It's unbelievable. Imagine when the people realize all the corruption out there. It's unbelievable. So we're reaching critical mass. And years ago, like now I could say it, without a hesitation, but people would think I'm weird. Oh, don't donate to that thing. They're taking your money. They think you ever go to those things and they say, oh, well, you want to give $1 for this or whatever? Can you imagine? It's unbelievable. It's when people realize that's why it's a very difficult, it's an inverted matrix, like a black hole that just siphons energy, currency from the people. It's called a black hole matrix. And you go into the black hole and it siphons. There's like pictures of this. You ever see like the black hole and then there's the star and then the black hole takes all the life out of that star? You ever see that picture? You could look, you could type it into Google, right? The black hole, the star, and you could see the energy going into that black hole through the event horizon. We're actually at the event horizon. I know you're very tired right now. I know you're feeling very drained right now. But we went through the preparation to accept, and now our brothers and sisters are going to be looking for us and say, what the heck's going on out there? What the heck's going on? So fill up your cup first. Getting to the end of this one. Fill up your cup first. And then you're all powered out right now. Utilize things. Utilize these energies. And don't look at. See through with the seal in the forehead. People are compromised right now. And it's a spiritual aspect of this. And so many people, and if it calls you to be part of our Patreon community, the link is in the description. We shared on Zoom how we're witnessing people change. It's a lot of us don't understand. None of it matches anything. None of it. It's literally right now. It's like, remember when Thanos snapped the finger, boom, and then it was just random? That's almost how it feels. But there is it's really about the vibrational frequency. And you might have seen people because you had something in common. They just wanted to feel validated. Oh, you believe the same thing I believe. But then once you start expanding further, no. It activates. It activates. So we have to be very cautious right now. We stay sealed in the forehead. And Dr. Bruce Lipton said, all animals are able to pick up on vibration and frequency. We know that animals freak out. Haven't you been I've been freaking out right before the massive earthquake comes. Something's brewing. Metaphysical Mike, thank you so much. Michael, my worst self-sabotage timelines are coming up to be healed. Isn't that a miracle? My guides can erase something that I have had for eons. Yeah, a lot of things are coming up right now because we have to purge and clear and get rid of everything that is dense, that's holding us back. It comes in many forms right now. Again, it's all energy themes. We went into detail. It's like 2 hours last night. It's good to see everyone on Zoom. Things come up to be purged. You can't carry this baggage with you to the new earth. There's too many things to hold. I carry the love bowl with. I carry the love bowl. There's too many things to hold and carry. We can't carry this baggage at this time. We have to lose things from our past. Subconscious programs, energy, cords, all these things are implants, energetic ties, things that hold us back. The good old ball and chain, got to lose them all. And then you start, you go up to the new earth. I'm grateful for your support. I hope that this message resonates with you, is helpful for you. Please share this video link on all platforms with the hashtag RAPTURE because it's happening right now. Share in the comments, what are you experiencing that's totally weird? It could be actions within people. It could be your ascension symptoms. What do you feel inside of your body? Do you feel totally weird? Is something really crazy about to pop off? Are we witnessing glitches in the matrix? Are we witnessing personal Mandela effects? I had a few of them. It's crazy what's going on right now. But in the end, we're all going to make it to the new earth. Oh, yeah. I love you all. Share this video link. The copy of last night's Zoom is up on Patreon. The link is in the description. I'm very grateful for all the support. Keep sharing. Never stop. Never give in. Just keep going. I love you all. Bye for now.